This is my sister Emily. She's a nurse.
The carnivore Christian sister. So I'm here to talk about my why and my journey to this lifestyle, for which I owe a lot to my sister. She's always been on crazy diets from
the jump.
as long as I can remember.
You would have been 3
Childhood.
when I went on my first diet.
Yeah, so I never dieted, and I always said that I wouldn't diet. You know, I tried to eat healthy. So I have a bachelor's in health education and a bachelor's in nursing and an additional certification in lactation consulting. So I have always had an interest in the proper human diet, what's best for our bodies. I've always loved physiology and anatomy and how this thing God made works. It's super intricate and amazing. And so I wanted to always be a good steward of that and just be strong and healthy for as long as I can. But I never thought I wanted to diet because I've never had a problem with weight. I mean, I've had a little fluff or more than I wanted, just like any other girl. But
And you have 3 children.
Yeah, but this starts back, you know, before, you know, high school, where I saw my friends who
You had fluff in high school?
I thought I did.
Oh, wow.
You know, you always want to be skinnier.
Right.
It's never, in my opinion.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah. You see some anorexic model and you're like, I want that.
Yeah, right.
I never wanted to diet. I always told myself I would rather work out 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day than have to have any discipline with my diet. And then for a while in college, when I was in my health bachelor's program, I was surrounded by people who were always talking about health and stuff. So I followed the advice of the day, which was really no refined sugars or flours. Like bleached white flour has 0 nutritional content anyway, even in the main medical sphere, we know that.
Right.
I remember taking a bite of a donut, chewing it up and spitting it out because it just tasted so good, but I couldn't stop. This was in college. I was running 2 miles a day, probably several times a week, going to the rec, lifting weights. I've always been active and wanted to be strong. Never ever really saw results though. Like I didn't gain weight, I didn't lose weight. So in my mind, it was like, no matter what I do, I'm going to stay the same, so I might as well be lazy.
Right.
I do have psoriasis, which is, I'm very blessed to only have it on the back of my scalp, so nobody really sees it. I can hide it really easily, but it is an autoimmune.
We're autoimmune sisters too.
Yeah, how lovely. If we understand that science is not unbiased, and you're naive to believe that science is unbiased. I mean, follow the money. Almost every research study has to be funded, and they're funded by somebody with an agenda.
Yes.
It's just the way it is.
And you don't publish what goes against that agenda if you're using their dime.
Or you make it say what they want it to say.
Yeah, you fudge it, just like Ansel Keys.
So if we don't have all of this amazing exemplary research to base our conclusions on, then maybe we should use common sense and nature and the way things have been since the beginning. Thank you, Dr. Berry.
Absolutely.
It just makes sense.
Very common sense.
And there is good data onto what we've been eating. But the thing is, I think the take-home point is even if you don't want to do carnivore, if it's made in the last 100 years, if your great-grandfather didn't have access to eat or drink this stuff, neither should you.
Right.
They didn't drink out of plastic.
Yeah.
They didn't use pesticides. They ate whole foods because processed foods didn't exist. A lot of the foods that they ate, they grew themselves if they were vegetables. They slaughtered their own animals. That's the way. That's the way. And they didn't sit inside under fluorescent lights all day. They got outside and worked. And even if you have a 9 to 5 where you're in front of a desk, you can still make time to get outside in nature and work on your mental health. And I think if you get those things dialed in and you make it a concerted effort, your life will turn around. Like your life will change. And I would dare anybody to prove me wrong on that. If you actually give it a good go.
Gauntlet thrown.
People who want other people to get healthy and to improve their lives, like we're fighting a battle against the establishment. Down with the man.
Yeah, it's war.
We're right and they're wrong, so it'll all turn out in the end.
It'll all turn out.
But I wanted to share my why because it doesn't look like a lot of people's why, which is weight loss.
So what is your why specifically?
To stay strong, to be a good steward of my body and my temple, to stave off Alzheimer's, which runs in our family, to live a long life to where I can play with my grandkids and not be stuck in a recliner, glued to a screen. Also, you know, working in the hospital, I see the outcome of people at the end of their life. Weak, feeble, sick, malnourished.
Confused.
Confused, don't know who they are, don't know who you are. It's torture, and I don't want that for me. I
Or
want
my
to be
family.
strong and healthy for my family and for myself, to live this life the best. I have a big passion to live life to the fullest. You only get one. God gives you this one life.
One shot.
So I'm always like, what fun can we do? What different things can we try? What challenge can I face? Because I just want to live it up. YOLO. So that's my why. And just having like the little indicators, the non-stale victories, that just keeps me motivated and encouraged. But as far as weight, it's not really that for me.
Yeah.
I would love to have a six-pack, but honestly, I don't care if I do, because it's going to take a lot of work.
Yes, a lot of work to get there, and then constant effort to maintain.
Yes.
Is that what you really want?
You know, as far as my weight loss journey, before I got pregnant, I was working out maybe some. I got pregnant in 2020. So I was working out some, lifting weights, trying to not get the vid. And I was like 155. And I didn't feel fat. And then I started keto during my pregnancy, which was a whole... I had midwives, so they were more open to it and more understanding of, you know, how our metabolism actually works. Instead of just being afraid that my blood sugar would go too low and I would die and the baby would die. So I started keto then. I had an incredibly healthy pregnancy. I continued working out through pregnancy. I actually dropped my carbs when I was lactating just because I wanted to. There was no ill effects from that. Continued working out. I maybe took it a little easier because I was recovering from delivery and providing food for another human, but I continued that. And then I was back down to pre-pregnancy weight probably by 3 months postpartum.
That's good.
In January of 2023, I was 135, which...
That's my goal weight.
Well, no, 133.
I want to see it one day.
I am back up to almost 140 now. And I don't know why. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's just weird.
Right.
Because I do these N-of-1 experiments to see, like, well, if I do this, how do I react? And is that best for my body? Or at my lowest weight, I felt, you know, the least fluffy. I had, like, these arm veins popping out. And people were kind of, like, starting to say, like, you're kind of, like, you need to stop. I don't know why I've gained weight back unless it's just muscle.
Yeah. Well, it could be.
But we did a DEXA scan at KetoCon. And the guy who did my scan was like, you have the least visceral fat of anyone I've ever seen except for a professional ballerina. And I was like, that's the accolades I'm looking for. My body fat percentage was within goal range. My lab work is ecstatic. I mean,
exemplary?
Exemplary. I am ecstatic. My doctor called me and they were like, so, you know, your total cholesterol is a little high, but they were like, we haven't seen high density cholesterol this high, like, ever. So they're like, you're good. I was like, sweet. And I'm just like, I eat saturated fat. That's what I tell everybody. They're like, how do you do that? I'm like, I eat saturated fat. It's good for you.
It's very good for you.
So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Like, I've done all of these things and only gotten healthier. You know, if y'all wanted to look at my labs, I could show you my DEXA scan, the improvement from the first to the most recent one. But I watched Dr. Berry's interview with Sean O'Mara, Dr. Sean O'Mara. He's a dude with a lot of credentials. And he was talking about the benefits of sprinting and the dangers of visceral fat. And I was like, I don't have a lot of visceral fat, but I would like to get jacked. So, and I'm tired of running for 30 to 50 minutes at a time. Because that did lead to injuries. I had stopped working out primarily because I love to run and my knee was hurting. And this was before keto, but now my knee does not hurt and I can run, but I don't want to. So I like to go on walks, so I'm gonna do the sprinting challenge. I'm gonna start doing some of these challenges and documenting, because I'm already doing N-of-1 type experiments with myself anyway, so I might as well document them for the knowledge and edification of others. So we're going to see how that changes my weight, how my speed can improve, you know, but I want those fast twitch muscle fibers to stay alive and well.
Yes. So you can catch yourself when you fall. They're so important.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. Plus, I'm slow.
Yeah, I'm real slow too.
So it'd be cool to see some improvement. I need non-scale victories because my scale doesn't matter much to me. Like, I do a lot of waist measurement or like waist to height ratio. That's kind of how I keep myself, making sure that I'm on track. I'm going to make April sprint.
Yes, I'm going to sprint at the speed of slow.
Yeah.
but I'll go as fast as I can, and I will try not to run like Phoebe.
I feel like you have to get warmed up in your body to be like, oh yeah, we know how to do this. Like, that's how we move. So I'm going to make her try a sprint, and she's going to make me try sardines for the first time.
You've never had sardines?
I'm trying to get, like, more liver in my diet in a way that doesn't make me want to borf. Because I
figured that out yet?
I cooked the liver. I had, like, so I seasoned it up. I seared it on both sides. I cut it up, and I was like, and so I was like, okay, let me just do the freeze method where I freeze it, cut it into little sections, and it gets caught in my throat.
You have to let them defrost, and then it's like blood jello, and you just like throw it down your neck like a duck. You know, chase it with water so you don't taste it so much. It's so gross. It's so gross. I
take a sip of water, I throw the frozen death nugget into my mouth, and then I'm like, and then it gets stuck, and I'm like, stuck.
I only did that once. I did that once. I was like, okay, trying to put frozen things down a wet esophagus is maybe not the smartest thing to do.
It's like that dude getting his tongue stuck to the pole.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly, except it's liver.
Like right on your gag reflex zone, so you're just like, whoop.
Oh, it's real bad. So yeah, I put the little bits out and let them defrost until they're soft, and then I can.
We maybe should encapsulate them.
Yes, but that is a bit more work than I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, letting them just get soft, that works. They're still partially frozen. They're just not super frozen shards of death going down your throat.
Sticky death. Sticky
death. Nutritious sticky death. It's not going to do you any good if you die from it.
Highly nutritious sticky disgustingness.
Yeah. I'm going to start doing that again when I run out of my folate prescription thing.
I want to try cod liver. I haven't.
I do want to try cod liver too.
I need to order it. But I'm going to try sardines. Are you going to cook them?
No. I just open the jar.
So you just duck those two.
It's not so bad. It's like dry tuna.
Nature's way is turning into a duck.
It's it's like dry tuna. You know, just tuna that you don't put mayonnaise or anything else in. You just open up the can and start putting it in your mouth. It's dry.
You ever dipped them in
it's
anything?
Intense. I put the green Tabasco on them. Mustard is also good on them. I mean, not both. I put salt.
I made butter mayo. It's pretty good.
Oh.
Like make a remoulade of some kind.
Ooh. That would make them tasty.
Do they have bones?
I'm not even worried about being tasty. They do. They don't
bones.
have scales. They don't have heads.
Okay.
They do have bones, and they're in the olive oil. It's supposed to be EVOO, but who knows? But I think buying this really expensive brand is helpful to make sure you're getting a better quality of oil at least.
Hope.
But the ones in oil have more of the omegas than the ones in water, according to Dr. Boz anyway. So I was like, I had them on sale at Costco, so I loaded up on them. Sister just did 10 sprints up a hill, 100-meter dash, and now she's going to try sardines for the very first time.
And sat in redneck sauna.
Yeah, redneck sauna too.
It's just the car without air conditioning at 94 degrees.
Yeah.
Which one smells worse, me or the fish?
I can't tell the difference.
Okay, it's my first bite of sardine. Not really, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like tuna, huh?
No.
It's really not bad.
No, just now. Just now.
Come on, bud. Take a try.
Get that thing away from me.
So now, since she's inspired me and showed me the way and inspired my own passion for this way of life and helping others figure it out, even though I can't get my own husband to have discipline, now we just try new things, recipes, ways to encourage each other, or tips and tricks that we found. So I'm happy to pop on anytime and share my journey as well, because I think I owe a lot to you for bringing me this far.
Yeah. Ten hill sprints
And 100
meter. Woo! So hey, here's another video you might enjoy. And please don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay beautiful, friends.